All right, welcome everyone to Workout B, our last fourth week of the July programming. We're going to start off with our warm up and make sure you can see everything with this. Good. Oh, here comes someone else. Hold on. Here comes Mary Frances. Okay, now we'll get started. Let's start off on one knee. So we're going to start off down on your right knee. Left knee is up. You're going to take your right hand, place the back of your hand on the outside of your left knee. Bringing the left arm in front, bringing your arm up beside your ear, and then push into the back of the hand to the left knee so that your right arm or your left arm can go all the way behind, and then you're going to bring it back forward. This is a shoulder mobility exercise, as you bring your arm as far back as possible in front. We're working through the whole range of your shoulder joint. So you're in front and behind. And I press on the outside of my left knee because it really helps me open up when I'm behind here. So this is really shoulders and then also upper back. And then we're going to switch over to the other side. So you're just using your body weight help you open up the shoulder joint. Opening as far back as you can. And we're going to come back to stand. Let's take your wrists, your hands clasped together, and we're just going to draw figure eights or infinity sign with your wrists. We'll go into the reverse direction. Good. And then now we're going to take both arms started at the top. Now bring your left arm forward and the right arm back. So you're making opposite direction circles. Similar to what we did on our knees. And let's reverse directions. So I start at the top because that way I don't get confused. So the circles are on the left side and right side of me. All right, hands on your hips. We're going to draw giant clockwise circles with your hip joint, keeping your knees unbent. And reverse direction. Bringing your arms straight overhead, bending more at your hips, reaching your hips behind you like you're trying to reach a public toilet, but you're not going to touch it. And then you're going to come back to stand. So really working on a bend in your hips, and I want you to feel a stretch in your hamstring. So we're really warming up your deadlift position in this warm up.
Tina, your connection's not that great. Your connection's not that great.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Like I'm on, oh, let me see if I can switch. Okay, I'm going to switch to 5G, but I might lose you for a second. Hold on. Okay. Oh, are you guys here? Let's see. Oh, gotcha. Let's see. Are you guys here? Oh, okay.
We're here.
We're
here.
Perfect. Good. Let's see. I'm on 5G, so hopefully that's better. We're going to go standing here. We're going to just step back into a lunge and just keep on the same side. I hope this 5G is better. I didn't realize I wasn't on the 5G. And then we're going to switch it over to the other side. Each step going back, try to get a little bit deeper. And now, oh, keep going this. Have to let in, here comes Melissa. Okay, now I want you to reach down for your toes. We're again working on your hamstring stretch. Grab onto a part of your leg and then pull your hips. Bring your hips all the way down towards the floor. Chest lifts, but your heels stay down. And you're going to stretch it back out again. So you're just going to move between the hamstring stretch and the bottom of your squat. Give me one more. Last one. And just to get your nervous system going, you're going to give me 10 jumping jacks on your own time. You can either step it out very quickly or just give me 10 jumping jacks. And this is really about just waking up the body, waking up the nervous system, the connection between your brain and your body. 9 and 10. So maintain a light jog. And I'm going to talk about your first block, which you've all done before. So if you have a bench or stability ball, you're going to support your back on there. But if you're like me, you don't have it, you're going to lie on the floor. We are doing bench flies. So you're going to have your dumbbells come straight up. Your elbows are not bent. You're opening up with the dumbbells. The weight is pulling those arms open. And when I bring the dumbbells together, I'm actually not bringing them together. I'm using my muscles in between my chest to squeeze the dumbbells back together. So in this exercise, I'm really focusing on the muscles in my chest, your pecs. That's what's bringing the dumbbells together. So I'll remind you on the rep scheme, but we're going to be doing 10 of those. And then from there, you're going to go into a wide grip push-up. Wide grip meaning further than the outside of your shoulder. So a little bit wider than outside your shoulders. So you're on the floor. It should feel a little easier because you have more stability. Just be cognizant of keeping your elbows, even though your hands are wider, you want your elbows still slightly turned towards your side body. And you're going to have between 5 and 10 of those. So you want, if you can hit 10 very easily, then you're doing 10. But if 10 is all you got, then you're going to do 8. So I want you to think 80% of what you could manage in an all-out effort. And then the last exercise in this block, you're using a band. I think most people have a band. If you don't, it's okay. But the band will go over your knees. You're taking your heaviest weight. Your heaviest weight because our butts are strong. You're taking your heaviest weight, you're placing it on your hips. Your feet will be squat distance, not too narrow, not too wide. It's squat distance, like the same stance you'd have in a squat as you bring the dumbbell straight up. And that's why I'm saying, because your glutes are helping you lift the dumbbell, you're going to pick your heaviest dumbbell. All right, sorry, got those little sneezes. You guys have 9 minutes to get started. I will remind you on the exercises. And you're starting with the bench flies, 10 reps, starting in 3, 2, and go. 10 bench flies or 10 floor flies from the floor. 5 to 10 wide grip push-ups. You can do that on an incline or on the floor. The incline is not easier. It's just a different starting place, but it's most like a traditional push-up rather than doing it from your knees. And then we're going into banded glute bridges with dumbbells. So with the flies, your arms are not bending, but their elbows, I would call them soft. They're soft elbows. And then your wide grip push-ups are going to be 80% of your all-out effort. That means if you can get 10 and that's all you can do, then you're not doing 10. You're going to do 7 or 8. If you can get 5 with your all-out effort, then you're not doing 5. You're going to do 3. Remember, with that, it's not about quantity. It's like everything in life. It's about quality. Quality. Sometimes volume matters. Volume helps. Reps are important, but we don't want like American volume where you just have giant portions of food. Great, Luella, that's looking good. Lift your head a little bit, Junko. Lift your head a little bit, Luella. Good. You guys are looking fantastic. And then the banded glute bridge up. I gave you the wrong rep scheme. I like how I programmed this and I forgot the rep scheme. Because they're dumbbells and you probably don't have super heavy, you have 15 reps. If you have something super heavy, then I would go for 10, but you're going for 15 reps with the banded glute bridge with the dumbbells. And then after the banded glute bridge, you're back to the bench flies, 10 reps of the flies. Ooh, I love that, Grace. You have that med ball. Excellent, Junko. You guys are doing a great job in this block number 1. I love it. Oh, what a great innovation you have there, Junko. Junko has made use of her shoe rack. That's what it's all about. We are about halfway through. You guys are doing fantastic. When you open up, Grace, a little less elbow bend when you get down towards, yeah, it's all pecs. This is a highly pec focused exercise, the fly. There's Tucker. Hi, Tucker. Very nice, Mary Frances. Nice job, Loyal. I like how you kept the band on to save time. We have about 2.5 minutes left here. Junko, when you do your push-up, keep your sinking a little bit in the middle. So maybe start with your feet closer together and then focus on squeezing your knees and heels together. That'll make your core tighten up a little. The wide stance is helpful for stability, but I think for core, feet closer together is more stable. Looking great, Melissa. Excellent on those glute bridges. Mary Frances, we have under a minute left in this block. And you'll work through, when I do the explanations, if you need to round out your rounds, as in get in more reps, totally don't worry about this. I'm still going to do the demo, but this is your third time through, so I think you're pretty familiar with the exercises. But we like to just cover them just in case. We got 15 more seconds. Hi, Tucker. In 3, 2, and 1. So finish up reps or just go ahead and come watch me real quick. We're going to do block 2, your second strength block. We have an isometric split squat row, which means you're in this split squat position. So the back knee is hovering in a 90-degree angle as you do a single arm row. So you're hovering that back leg as you do the row, and you're going to have 8 on each side. Then you're going into dumbbell surrenders. So with the, sorry, let me go back to the row. So you got the row, but what makes it hard is holding that back leg in a certain position. And then we're going into surrender. So this is a practice of coming up and down from the ground. You can do it with body weight, or you're going to keep the dumbbells here by the shoulders. Ideally something, not the hard floor underneath you, but you're coming down on one knee all the way down to the knee. Both knees come down and then coming back up. So you're going to lead with the right leg first for 6 reps. And then you're going to lead with the left leg for 6 reps. You can hold the dumbbell by your shoulders, or you can just hold one dumbbell by your collarbone, but the weight will add a little bit more challenge coming up and down from the ground. And then the last thing you're doing in this block is dead bugs. I'm going to give you 2 options. If dead bugs are not very hard for you, you can put a band on your feet, and where it would go would be midfoot, and your arms would be in the air, and then you do same side. So you'd stretch out right arm, right leg, and bring it back. So you do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. But the dead bug itself can still be hard. You don't need to add a band. I prefer having a yoga block or something, so I'm pressing my knee into my arm is pushing against my knee. So basically, I can't knock this out, and then you're going to extend and come back together. And when I'm doing the dead bug, if my lower back lifts, then my abs are not working. So I'm pushing my lower back into the ground as I extend an arm and leg out, and as I push into this yoga block or foam roll or whatever it is, you will feel that your abs are engaging to keep stable. And that's it for that block. All right, you guys are starting off with the isometric split squat, 8 on each side, and then we're going to dumbbell surrenders. Your timer has started. Good. So you're doing 8 rows on each side, and from there, you're going into dumbbell surrenders. 6 surrenders per side. And then the dead bugs has 10 on each side. Junko, lean forward a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. So that way when your arm comes up, you're not doing an upright row, but yeah, that's better. Great, yep. So that's actually a great example as Junko is showing. When you're in the split squat position, you're gonna lean forward a little so that your elbows, when you lift the dumbbell, it's not an upright row, which is kind of straight up, more shrugging. So the row, I want more of the work in your triceps and in your lats. So you'll be leaned over a little bit. Yeah, Junko, that's fantastic. You're doing a great job on that. Grace, for these, sometimes if you have a lighter band, like the one I was demoing on wasn't great, it's like a medium to lighter band, because then you can have full extension. Yeah, because you really want, that only works if you fully can extend out your arm and leg. Nice, Luella. That's looking great.
Was I extending enough on those dead bugs?
When I said that to you, no. But then later on, I think you were. So when you have the band on, it should look like the same as when you don't have a band. That's where the challenge is, to get the same range. We are about halfway in, a little more than halfway in, a little less than halfway in.
Can you do form check on these, please?
Yep. So Grace, you need to have the back foot further behind you so that, and then the knees down lower. Spread your collarbones. Yeah, that's better. You can actually widen your stance up a little bit more. Split squat. So it's basically, a split squat is essentially a lunge position. Let's see. It's not a narrow
You don't
stance.
mean widen, you mean lengthen.
Lengthen, yeah, I mean a widen by making it longer. Your stride is longer. And bend a little bit more at the hips. Yep. That's great, Junko, you got it. Nice on the surrenders, Melissa. Nice job, Mary Frances. Where's Lulu? Lulu, there's Lulu. I know you have to pop out early. Okay, gotcha. I'm glad you came in. I'm glad you came. We got about 3 minutes left. 3 minutes. Nice, Melissa, on the dead bugs. That's good, Grace. And Grace, really push the knee and the hand to get towards each other. So there's a lot of tension there. If I was to come over and try to knock the block out of your hands, I wouldn't be able to. Very nice, Mary Frances. Junko, really extend your right arm straight overhead. It's like that arm and the leg straighten out fully. Doing a great job. We got under 2 minutes. Just under 2 minutes, kids. Nice job on those surrenders. That's much better, Grace, in the length of this stride. You're doing great, Mary Frances. That's great that you adjusted. We're about 45 seconds towards the end of this block, and then we're gonna go into our finisher where you get to practice your swings. Great, excellent, Grace. Nice, Junko. The positioning, Junko, of your arm is, you got it. You nailed it. 15 more seconds.
Where's the other arm go on those lunge things?
You can do one of two things, either lightly supporting on your other knee, or you can have it as a fist to the side. And 3, 2, and 1. We are going to go into our finisher. You can take a little rest, you can finish up your reps, but we are starting about the finisher, which is a timed finisher. You have 35 seconds to do one exercise, and then you're resting for 25 seconds. So the first exercise is the dumbbell or kettlebell swing. And then Junko, I know, is going to be using dumbbells. My swing people have been doing it for a while, so I'm not going to demo the kettlebell. I'm going to demo the dumbbell. So with the dumbbell swing, I want you to remember that when you go back and then you come forward, you're not unbending your hips. You're really trying to jump your head towards the ceiling. So I'm jumping my head towards the ceiling without letting my feet leave the floor. So it's an explosive move, but not driven so much by my hips, but more driven by me trying to jump my head towards the ceiling. And then with the swing, just a quick reminder, you're going to, I use my hands to chop my waist, to bend here. So I'm in position. The kettlebell is about 1.5 feet in front of me in this setup position, because this is your first rep, the setup. And I'm going to hike it and then do the same thing, jumping my head towards the ceiling when I swing. So you're doing that for 35 seconds. The second exercise is going to be your rest forearm plank. So I suggest keeping your feet close together, and I will cue you to remind you to keep it tight. Next exercise are squat jumps. Some of you are in the squatting position. Arms are in front when you're on the floor. So here, and then when you jump, think of it as you're like jumping up. So it's like your arms are swinging back like they're your wings. And then the last thing is a bear to high plank, which means you will be starting off on all fours. You lift off of your balls of feet so that your knees are hovering. You're stepping back into a high plank and back down. And the challenge here is to make sure your hips are the same height as your shoulders. So what might happen, and when I feel my butt coming up, like, oh, that's your body trying to make it easier. But when it's harder, when the knees are low and the hips are down, is when you're challenging your quads and your core. Okay, let's get ready. We're starting on swings. You guys ready? I'm going to count you down. Starting your swings in 3, 2, 1, and start. Should be about how many swings? About 15 swings. Great, Mary Frances. Excellent, Melissa. Oh, Junko, that's looking good. Yes, Grace, you're getting it. You guys are getting it. We got about 15 seconds left. And if you're tired, you can set it down. We got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and you're resting. You're resting for 25 seconds. We're going into forearm plank next. Forearm plank is next. Forearm plank starts in 10 seconds. To make your forearm plank harder in that position, I will cue you. Starting forearm plank now. Forearm plank. So if you want to make sure you're creating tension, pull your elbows to your toes. And when you do that, your feet are together also. You're pulling your elbows toward your toes. Your midsection should tighten up. And now imagine I'm walking by. I'm going to try to push you in your right hip. Try to push you over. You're not going to let me push you. You got 10 more seconds left. In 3, 2, 1, release. We're going into jump squats next. In about 20 seconds, we're going to jump squats. You can also do an explosive squat, which means your balls of your feet stay on the ground. Your heels go up when you do the quote unquote jump part. So your feet don't have to leave the ground. The explosive squat just means the balls of the feet stay touching. We're starting in 5 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, and start jump squats. That's it. You guys are doing great. Really drop it down, come back up. So even though your feet might not leave the ground, trying to propel yourself up and coming back down to the squat is what gets your heart rate going. You got 10 more seconds left. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. We're coming back down to the ground for the bear position to high plank. Bear to high plank. And just think, when you're in that bear position and your feet step back into the high plank, you want to make sure your lower body, your hips, your shoulders, nothing moves. It's just stepping back, but it's as if your body's frozen in space, not coming up or down. It's just frozen. 3, 2, 1, and you're starting. Oh, you're starting, Mary Frances. You're in the bear position to high plank. Or you can hold a high plank if that's easier. You had it, Mary Frances. That was it. You got 15 seconds left. That is totally it, Mary Frances. Or you can do that. That works too. Same idea. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You're taking a rest. We're going to do one more round. We're going to go back into the kettlebell or dumbbell swings. Everyone here has gone through some sort of swing training, so you guys are good to go. Tucker's waiting for pets. We're starting the swings in 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and swing. So the swing counts probably about 15 swings. You guys are looking good. 20 more seconds. If you need to stop ahead of time, that's totally okay. You can focus on a rep count. 10 more seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. So we're going to go into a forearm plank. So the Russian kettlebell style forearm plank is what I was describing, is when you pull your forearm, your elbows towards your toes. So there's a lot more tension. You're keeping your legs very tight so that if someone was to nudge you, they couldn't move you. You're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and plank. So instead of just holding a plank, pull your elbows towards the toes. Don't let me push you over. It's actually hard to keep in this position for 30 seconds because of all the tension. You're just trying to be as tight as a wire, like a high wire. Just go back into it, Mary Frances. You're doing fantastic. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're coming into squat jumps next. The squat jumps are next. So remember, for the squat jumps, when you come down, you're landing lightly, like you're just catching yourself at the bottom of the squat instead of just dropping. You're catching yourself. Starting in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and go. Squat jumps or explosive squats. Yep, that's it, Junko. Excellent. Looking good, Mary Frances. You got it, Grace. Just think landing a super light on your feet. Land lightly into the squat. Nice, Melissa. You guys only have 13 seconds left here. 10. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking a rest. We're going into our very last, which is the all fours position into the high plank. So Mary Frances, you can do that slow mountain climber version too. That works. Or let me see if I can spotlight. We're starting in 10 seconds. I'm going to demo in case you didn't see it earlier, Mary Frances. So it looks like this. You guys are starting in 3 seconds. So I'm just going from this all fours position in back. 3, 2, 1. You guys are going. And Mary Frances, I'll do it so that you can see me doing this. My whole upper body's not moving. Ideally, my lower body's staying at the same level as I step it back. Oh yes, that looks fantastic. That's it. You nailed it. We got 10 seconds left, and then you guys are stretching. In 3, 2, 1, and you're done. You guys are done. We're gonna come in for a family photo. Used to hate taking photos, and my mom would make us take photos, so now I'm that role. Let's get us ready. If we have animals, bring the animals in if possible. Okay, I'm gonna take the photos in 3, 2, 1. Yay! Okay, let me switch my camera over so we can get into our cool down. Let's see, what do you guys need stretched the most? Let's do quads. I feel like quads are always an area. So if you can have something support the back of your right leg so that you can get in this half kneeling position. I do this with a wall or a couch because I then don't have to focus on balancing. Make sure your knees are protected. You're pushing your hips forward a little, so it's a very intense quad stretch. And then we're going to switch over to the other side. Oh, okay. Just really intense quad stretch. And then we'll release we're gonna go into some kind of a thoracic spine. So stay on that one, whatever knee is down. You're gonna bring the other leg to the side. If your left leg's in front, then put your left arm straight in front of that thigh and take your right arm to open up, and then do a little needle. Can't go very far because of that thigh. That's the point. And then open. Try to needle it through. And open. And needle. Come back up to a kneeling position. Now we're just going to push our knees past our ankles. Extend your arms to keep your chest and collarbones open as you push your knee past your ankle. And we're going to switch over to the other side. We'll start off with this opening first. And then from here, take your right leg's down, you take your right hand, place it in front, and we're going to needle through and open. Just a couple more. And come on to all fours, and we're going to do the important cat-cow, which is just one of the most essential exercises for lower back pain. Tucking the pelvis under, rounding the back. Just moving your spine in opposite directions. Because most of the day, it's always in one particular direction. And last, we're going to keep your hips high. Walk your fingertips as far away from you as possible, but your hips are still not sitting down, but still up. You're on your fingertips, and we're going into a shoulder stretch. You're bringing your head towards the ground. There should be a deep stretch in your shoulders. Walk the fingertips over to the right side. And then we'll walk it over to the left side. Keeping the arms as straight away from you as possible. We'll come back to center. One last thing, raise the left arm straight up, reach over to the right side. Again, for a little side body stretch. And then we'll reverse direction. And you guys did such a great job coming on a Wednesday. Our last class for July is Saturday. And don't forget, August schedule is changing. So there's going to be 2 noons. It's 6:30 Monday, 12 noon Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern on Friday. No Saturdays, because Saturdays we noticed we'd only get 1 or 2 people.
I'm super excited.